So, we're in Winya Bay, just outside of Georgetown, and here is a red day marker, an ICW day marker, that marks the entrance to the ICW off Winya Bay, and it looks like this teeny tiny little creek, but that's where we're going. Anyway, if the weather keeps up like this is going to be one of the best sailing days we've ever had.
Welcome aboard Sailing Wind Gypsy. We're glad to have you here for our second season. This is Ginger, here's Lisa, and I'm Richard. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Okay, so here it opens up quite a bit and you have a lot more room to go in, as long as that little power boat gives us a wide berth. It is quite lovely here, very rural. We just left Georgetown and are on the ICW towards the Lelandoil dock, and you can really see why they call this the low country. There is nothing lower. There's nothing that's much above sea level here, so you just get no protection from the wind, and it is quite chilly out today. You can see Richard is in full cold weather regalia.
I have a lot of layers on.
Ginger has decided that laying above the engine is probably the warmest spot. She doesn't really like a blanket, but I do think she likes being a little warmer.
We are stopped in Jeremy Creek at Lelandoil Company. Now, a long time ago, back in October last year, October last year, when we were in Maryland, a gentleman recommended this place to us, and we didn't think we were going to get here because last year we didn't take this part of the ICW. But since we were coming down this part of the ICW, we decided to stop, and glad we did. And we can plug in because it's getting darn chilly at night. Last night was, it got down to 37 degrees and was 50 in the boat this morning, which is pretty good retention. So we might stay here 2 nights. It's Pelican.
So we are here at Lelandoil Marina, and it has an enormous face dock with power and water on Jeremy Creek, just off the ICW. The approach is a little shallow. We draw 5.5, and we came through no problem with 2 feet of tide. And it is a town of only about 500 people, McClellanville here. It was ground zero, I think, for Hurricane Hugo in 1989, and relies heavily on fishing, crabbing, oysters, and has quite a large fishing fleet for such a tiny, tiny little town. This is the marina office, and they are a free-range dog city, and there are a couple of dogs who live at or near the marina. Very friendly, and Ginger enjoys that. I'm really curious to look up pictures of the downtown waterfront here and see what it looked like before Hugo.
And these are a few photos to show the absolute devastation caused by the Hurricane Hugo.
And this is Pinckney Street. Absolutely beautiful. This house looks to be the twin of the one I looked at earlier. And this is walking away from the water. Live oaks, palms, palmettos. house, and I believe that here in this park is the 1,000-year-old live oak, complete with tire swing. And these are some of the branches apparently that have fallen off the oak over time. And it is truly huge. It's hard to get a feeling for how big it is. There's Richard and Ginger. Here's the tree.
Longest limb is 70 feet. Circumference is 306 feet. And it's 67 feet high. Or it might be 30.6 feet circumference.
Baby, come on.
Lisa is trying to swing on this swing that's attached to the 1,000-year-old oak. But Ginger doesn't quite get it. Come here, Ginger. Come here. Get out of her way. Good girl. Come here. Come on. And there she goes. Good girl. Good dog.
If we dragged that picnic table over and I launched off the picnic table, I could really get a good swing.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. Have you been taking testosterone? That's a dumbass thing a guy would say.
I didn't say hold my deer. Yay!
No hands.
She just really does not understand. And here's the real business end of town. All the shrimp boats. There certainly are a lot of them. And it may not be the 1,000-year-old live oak, but here is an enormous cypress. So McClellanville apparently has a Christmas yard decorating contest. And if this house didn't win, I don't know what's wrong with them. Here you have Santa in a hot air balloon from one of the pine trees. And lots of recognizable characters. Dead Santa or Dead Snowman down here. Minion dressed up for Halloween. You have R2-D2 and a starfighter. Nightmare Before Christmas, although it looks like Jack Skellington is dead as well. And the house is nicely outlined in lights. And here is the sign that says what they won. Best Lighting Arrangement, Honorable Mention. Ooh, Honorable Mention. So, apparently the standards here in McClellanville are very high, and we have only touched the surface.
Peak of the roof, too.
Yeah, nice job. Can't believe that's only honorable mention. So this just goes to show that people will anchor anywhere. This guy is like in the channel in the ICW here. And he seems to be permanently moored, and he has a bathtub. A big old-fashioned bathtub. Looks like it's stainless steel, sitting on the top of his boat.
Ferry. So
Richard said it looks like an old ferry that's been converted into a living quarters. And eventually this poor catamaran's going to pass us.
beautiful sundown here. Christmas Eve at Casper's Island, just off the ICW. We're about 15 miles away from Charleston Harbor. We were planning on going into Charleston today, but it's kind of ucky, so we didn't. Ucky is a nautical term. You use it a lot, especially when your hair looks like this, but what the heck, it's Christmas Eve. Wearing a hat when it's taking Ginger over to the island, over there. We are back in Charleston Harbor on Christmas Day. Lisa got bleeped. Charleston Harbor is wavy and never comfortable, so we tried to get permission at James Yacht Club, and there was nobody there. So they had this beautiful big dock. We docked anyway, and then had a nice Christmas dinner.
So we are exiting Elliott Cut, just up the Wapoo River from Charleston on the ICW. This is perhaps the most difficult passage on the ICW, because if the current is against you, it is vicious. I'm gonna say almost a 2-knot current. We were making 1.5 knots at 1800 RPM. And I don't know why people are in such a hurry to get past you, that they want to pass you in the cut, because the turbulence is something else. It's quite narrow and high banks on both sides. And so my advice would be, if you are going through Elliott Cut, make sure you pass other boats before you get there. Or if you are the slow boat, we did slow down to try and let somebody who was determined to pass us before they got to the cut get by. I don't think they realized what the current was like and how much it would slow them down when they hit the cut.
Unfortunately, that made it a little more difficult for us, because now our forward momentum had slowed down. So now it's like spinning your tires in on snow. So
yeah, you have to keep forward momentum against the current, otherwise you have no steerage. So. But here we are out of the cut, and should be easy peasy from here on in. But that's my little bit of advice. Going through these narrow cuts with high current, you have to keep forward momentum into the current and get all your passing done before you get there. Hot breakfast. Bread, butter, and salt. Thanksgiving dressing. Oh, Christmas. Whatever.
we have had a pair of dolphins just playing with our boat for the last 10 minutes or so. And we keep saying by the time we get the camera, they'll be gone. But they're still around. I'll cut this up and edit it so it's more interesting. Yeah.
I mean, right next to the boat.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Right, I'm gonna run into it.
Oh, it was too close. I couldn't even get it in the camera. I like the way they're staying on the camera side now. Oh, they're way up there now. They had their fun. We are in a different spot in Beaufort, South Carolina tonight. As you can see, there's the bridge. Previously, we were on the other side, New Year's Eve last year. It's not New Year's Eve now, it's the 27th, 28th. But we're at an Anchorage this year. Kind of neat to watch cars go by. We were walking down the street here in Beaufort, South Carolina, and just paying no attention to anything, and then Lisa kind of notices this.
I want to go up there.
Behind me. Don't know what's up the stairs, but looks exciting. But I don't think Ginger can get up there.
And this is the walk along the beautiful Beaufort waterfront. It's a lovely park, Christmas tree, just below Ladies Island Bridge. And this is the downtown Main Street of Beaufort, South Carolina. A lot of upscale retail and crafty places and places to eat, as well as businesses like real estate agents, nail salons, Berkshire Hathaway. But quite lovely and well preserved, well managed.
Hi, Mom.
Quite the home here, facing the river, and a view of downtown Beaufort, South Carolina. While I'm admiring the architecture, Richard is admiring the vintage Bronco.
That's in seriously nice condition.
And if you get tired of walking around Beaufort, you can take the historic Beaufort tour on a horse-drawn carriage. I know when we were in Savannah, we said all we had to do was run after the tour bus and we could get the historic tour for free. Hi. I just said all we had to do is run after you and we can get the historic tour for free.
Well, I don't think you can keep up with it. You gotta catch up with the white one.
I was going to say, it looks like she wants to go.
Yeah, you gotta catch up with the white horse. This horse moves, y'all breathing.
And if you're tired of Christmas mermaids or Christmas angels, you can have a Christmas mermaid. Cute. And again, another little pocket park. I said we probably ought to start back because it's getting dark and we have to dinghy over to the boat, and Richard said it's less dark if you take your glasses off. It's true. Sort of interesting, you saw a lot of this in Charleston too. Tabby, which is a concrete-like material, construction material made from oyster shells. This says circa 1760. Please do not touch.
I really want to touch it, but I won't.
And you might have thought you were in Mackinac Island when you see Kilwin's chocolate and ice cream. I'm sure they sell fudge there too. And it has been a long time since Richard and I saw any kid on a big wheel.
So it is New Year's Eve, 2024. Soon to be 2025. We are here in Beaufort, North Carolina. Just where we were last year. Kind of fun. Watching the fireworks. Yeah, fireworks right there.
The 21st century will almost be a quarter over.
Wow, that's terrible. Say that again?
The 21st century will almost be 25% over with this year.
So here it is, New Year's Day, and we are sailing.
Woohoo! Sailing!
Be honest, we haven't been under full sail with both sails since November 1st, after we left Bath. So this is really nice to be under full sail. We're doing good speed, 6.5 knots, with the gust usually doing around 5, which is a good speed for our boat. This is the Marine base over at Paris Island. And tomorrow we should be in Florida. Yay!
New Year's Day, leaving Beaufort, South Carolina, on our way to the Promised Land, Florida.
feel like we're starting off 2025 well. This is our first night passage in a long time. Here it is January 1st, and we are on our way to Fernandina Beach in Florida. We left Beaufort, South Carolina this morning, and just passing Georgia, Savannah now. We're about 3/4 of an hour past sunset. Anyway, so we're starting the new year off in a grand fashion. Gonna get some miles under us this year. Spent too long sitting in one spot.
We are entering the St. Mary's River Inlet at Fernandina Beach, Florida. And this is Fort Clinch, guarding the entrance to Florida. Because over here is Georgia. So we are here in downtown Fernandina Beach, and we just got off the boat earlier today, and it is very reminiscent of St. Augustine. Very nice touristy town with plenty of places to spend your money, plenty of places to eat and drink, and get cute clothes and cute decor for your home, and jewelry. And like St. Augustine, they have the Christmas light thing going on. Well-preserved older buildings, certainly not as old as St. Augustine, but very, very lovely nevertheless. Quite a contrast to the view from our boat. So despite the town of Fernandina Beach being quite charming with Victorian era architecture and really cute shops and restaurants and coffee houses, the waterfront is a bit industrial. The view from this side, well, I guess this section right here is sort of cute with the shrimp boats and the marina, but you have two big factories. This one looks like it's doing cement something. Has a big pile of sand and looks like it's making cement blocks or something. And this one sort of smells like it's distilling petroleum, so I don't know. But it does mean that the channel is really well maintained and the entrance is deep and well marked.
We are going to take an opportunity to go back up the river, across the channel, and go to a national park, Cumberland National Park in Georgia, and anchor there for a night or two, just because it sounds like a really nice place, so why not see it while we're here? We are here at Cumberland National Park, and it was way below here this afternoon when we got here than it certainly predicted. But we're at low tide here. Now in Georgia they have, like in North or South Carolina, some extreme tides. So if you're not familiar with the way the water works, you can see the dark sand and the light sand. Well, the water goes all the way up to the light sand. So that's how far out the water comes at low tide. We're about an hour shy from dead low tide right now. And on the other side over here, it shows on the chart, but when we came in you couldn't see it. It shows on the chart as being a landmass. It's a big sandbar. So at lower tides too, that sandbar would protect from the fetch of the water. And like today we're getting westerly winds, so the wind would be blowing the water towards us, but with that sandbar there, it doesn't have as far to go, and it's a little shallower. At least that's my limited understanding of how the water works. This is the ferry leaving the dock. I was wondering what path they might take. I wasn't at all concerned about being hit by the ferry. They're professional captains running that. I mean, Mistakes happen all the time, I know that, but so they're going to turn around. Wonder if that sailboat there has seen that happen before. And away they go. Quite a few people were over on the island when Ginger and I were over there. And now it looks like they're all taking off with all of their bicycles. They had a lot of bicycles with them. Talked to one kid who was camping on the island for 4 days. Interesting. So there's probably people who are still there at their campgrounds. And he's off.
So we are at Cumberland Island National Lakeshore, and Richard said this is one of the most beautiful places he has ever been, and I was really excited that we would see some wild ponies, and we haven't seen any yet, but we have seen evidence of their passing. So right there, horse poop. So there's a long walkway over the dunes so that you don't erode the dunes getting to the beach. And I did wonder if the horses ever came up on the walkway here, and we did find a big pile of horse poop, so sure enough they do.
That might be why we saw footprints in the dunes, someone getting out of the horse's way.
Oh, I don't know about that. I would face down a horse. Here's the remains of a enormous horseshoe crab. And the beach here just stretches on for miles. Absolutely pristine. When we were coming in, we didn't see any development along this whole Cumberland Island stretch of beach, which is such a contrast to virtually every inch of beachfront property in Florida. So here we are, coming off the dunes and into the forest. And just spectacular scenery. With the live oaks and the understory of saw palmettos. I guess there's holly here in the understory as well. And fire pit and some picnic tables. They do have restrooms. They have a shower, open air shower for coming off the beach, and fish cleaning station.
Low bridge branches.
You can bike and you can camp here. They have both group and individual campsites. They also have the big tire handicap sand traveling wheelchairs here to borrow, which is really cool. And the trails are certainly wide enough that you could get a wheelchair through here. So modern sign of the times, in the shelter here, they not only have a water dispenser to fill your water bottle, but they have outlets with USB ports so you can charge your cell phone. And here's somebody taking advantage of that option. They're probably camping here.
We're here at the dinghy dock in Fernandina Beach in Florida. This is the good side, bad side. Good side, bad side. Don't park on the bad side, even at high tide, because when it's out, you're stuck. We're here at the dinghy dock in Amelia Island, and this, right here, is one of the coolest boats you will ever see. If you're not familiar with design, I recognized it as soon as I saw it. It is a rowboat designed to cross oceans. Yes, a rowboat for crossing oceans. I don't know anything about this particular one. I will by the time I post this. You can see it has one seat there and one seat there, so it's a two-man boat. Huge oars in there. Looks like JJ and Paul are the crew. That's where their water is. Man, that takes just an unbelievable amount of gusto. They've got seals up there for United States Navy and the United States Marine Corps. And down here it does say something about in veterans suicide, which of course is always a good thing. Royal Air Force Air Cadets, the next generation, seem to be sponsoring it. InnovaFighter.org look like sponsors. And well, if you want to know more about it, I'm gonna get a picture here of the Scan Me. See the solar panel on the bow. And the stern. And it's called the Courageous here at Courageous, there you go. It's called the Courageous, and it is registered here at the Amelia Island, Florida, and orsomexpedition.com. It looks like they were doing an Atlantic from Spain to Florida, which would be here. Huh. Just incredible. Just incredible. Well, Godspeed to these gentlemen on their next voyage. Yes, that is blowing wind, a little bit of rain, and a rainbow all at the same time. Got to be in Florida now.
So this trip south, we have really been struggling with the cold. We have had, I don't know, the majority of nights have been 30 degrees or less. We've had maybe 2 days, 3 days where the temperatures were over 50 during the day. I think we had one night here in Jacksonville, first night we got in, where the nighttime temperature was above 50. That was nice. Last year it was much milder, and I even left a lot of my cold weather clothes at home because it never got cold enough that I needed to use them on a regular basis, and they were just taking up room. But we did leave a little later than we wanted to, but we were still, by the time we got to Florida, about 2 weeks ahead of where we were last year, so it's not just that we're coming through much later. Every year is different. And this is one of those different years. And it is a beautiful, beautiful, cold, sunny day here in Jacksonville, where we're on the free dock. A lot of people were fishing over the weekend when we came in. And Richard said he was sort of disappointed he didn't see anyone with a open carry automatic rifle fishing, which apparently is legal here in Florida. You can open carry guns if you are hunting, fishing, or camping, which seems sort of unusual unless you take into account the Florida fauna, alligators, boa constrictors, man-eating iguanas, I don't know.